Guys, keep moving
very much back.
please.
Excuse me. Thank you.
Right, well obviously it's a disappointing result, it's not what we were looking for, but in the overall context, Heathrow expansion is far from certain because the judgment has made clear that full climate arguments based on the updated climate targets need to be taken into account in the planning stage. So that, we think, makes it very difficult for Heathrow to actually get its third runway at all. Yes, and in terms of the practical context and how difficult it is for Heathrow Airport, I mean, we now have a net zero target. We didn't have that when the airport expansion policy was adopted back in June 2018. We now have the CCC's Committee on Climate Change's new advice to government that there should be no net increase in airport capacity going forwards. Again, how on earth are they going to square that circle? And there's also the reality that demand for aviation has declined massively given the pandemic, but there are going to be long-term implications for that on demand. It's not clear how long that's going to take to come back, or indeed if it is going to come back to the same level. So all of this context, both in terms of demand and the increasing urgency of the climate crisis, means that there's a very strong case against Heathrow expansion in the planning arena, and we don't think they're ever going to get to build their third runway.
Absolutely gutted. I mean, there was that elation from the landmark ruling last February where the courts ruled that our planning policy has to take on board our Paris climate commitments while making decisions about things like expanding airports. And so this decision today is utterly disappointing. It means the fight starts right now to make sure that the government reviews its planning policies anyway, because how can it be compatible with taking our Paris climate commitments seriously if we expand airports and grow the amount of aviation that is going on? I mean, it just feels wrong.